Knoxville. I found out those bright lights ain't where I belong. From a phone booth in the rain, I called to tell her.
Cold rain on Woodland Street, summer of 1980, and Ronnie Milsap's back at the piano in East Nashville, grinning like a man who can already hear the hit hiding in the thunder. Pull up a chair, folks. Tonight we're going to the very moment Smoky Mountain Rain was born. Now Ronnie'd had himself a run already. Country radio loved him, pop radio knew his name, and his producer Tom Collins says, let's cut one that tells folks where you're from. East Tennessee isn't just a point on a map to Ronnie. It's the smell of wet hemlock up around Gatlinburg. It's a bus ride into Knoxville with a suitcase full of hopes. So Tom calls on two aces down on Music Row, Kai Fleming and Dennis Morgan, those pie gem / combine writers who were cranking out gold for Barbara Mandrell and everybody else. Write him home, that's the brief. Don't dress it up, just write him home. Kai and Dennis sit down and build a road movie in 3 minutes and 43 seconds. Man leaves Los Angeles, thumb out, rain falling, a phone booth that won't connect, a trucker pointing toward Gatlinburg, not a change of plans, a change of dreams. That's the line that gets Ronnie, and if it sounds like it carries a little echo of another rain-soaked journey, that's on purpose. Ronnie had played piano a decade earlier on Elvis's Kentucky Rain over at American Sound in Memphis. He knew that feeling in his bones, the steady backbeat, the low clouds, a voice trying to make sense of love and distance. This time, though, the map points to Knoxville. So here we are, June 1980, Woodland Sound on Woodland Street. You can almost hear the air conditioner hum and smell the tape. Tom Collins in the control room, Ronnie at the keys. He's co-producing. Players in a half circle, headphones crooked, waiting on the count. Kai and Dennis slide in with the lyric sheet. It isn't wordy, it's lived in. They've got place names that don't feel like postcards. Knoxville, Gatlinburg, just enough signposts to make you see the two-lane. First take, they chase the groove. Second take, Ronnie leans harder into that piano figure. Rolls of notes like beads of rain sliding down a windshield. Drums stay unfussy, pocket deep, bass pulsing like wiper blades on low. Somebody says, let's let the chorus breathe. They push the vocal right out front. Ronnie sings it like he's talking to you from a payphone with a roll of quarters and a knot in his throat. I can't blame her for letting go. That's grown man hurt right there. Not drama, just truth. They try a key change. Nope, too shiny. Back it down. Let the warmth of his baritone carry the chill in the lyric. A string pad comes later, tasteful. Just a little lift like fog lifting off the river. And somewhere in there, the track locks. If you've ever waited in a studio hallway, you know that sound. A room full of shoulders drop at once. Tom says, that's it. Ronnie smiles, that polite, grateful smile he does, and says, let me sing it one more time. He does, and it's better. Now I'm going to tell you, sometimes stories get fuzzy around the edges. Some folks remember the core tracking falling on a June date at Woodland. Others recall string work and final touches coming in that winter. That's how Nashville works. Songs go from spark to finish in passes, not always in one long night. What matters is this. By late summer, RCA's got it queued up as the new cut on Ronnie's greatest hits, and it sounds like home rolling through a downpour. Radio takes to it like dry ground to rain. Country stations first, of course. December of 1980, it climbs all the way to #1. But listen to that piano and the way Ronnie sings the hurt without hollering. Adult contemporary stations slide it in beside their pop ballads, and it tops that chart too. Then here come the pop listeners, and darned if a Knoxville and Gatlinburg song doesn't step onto the Hot 100 and hold its own. That's the magic trick. Specific enough to smell the wet asphalt on Kingston Pike. Universal enough for anybody who's ever turned around and tried to fix what they left behind. And it wasn't just a chart run, it was a flag planted. For Ronnie, Smoky Mountain Rain pins his story to a place. He's the blind kid from Robbinsville who found his way through music, the young session man in Memphis who learned to listen as hard as he played, the star who never forgot which mountains taught him to aim high. This song folds all that into 3 chords and a weatherman's forecast. The lyric keeps its feet on the ground. No grand speeches, just a man thumbing rides. The music walks beside him, not in front. Piano carrying the rain, steel guitar sighing like the clouds breaking a little. And the hook, that hook lands soft. You don't so much shout it as remember it. There's a reason it still pulls folks right back to where they were when they first heard it. Dorm rooms, truck cabs, kitchen radios, little AMs taped to handlebars. And the legacy? East Tennessee felt seen. Years later, lawmakers in Nashville even put a ribbon on it, calling it one of the state's own. But the real honor has always been the way listeners claim it. Ask a Knoxville cabbie on a wet Tuesday, he'll hum the chorus without thinking. Ask a Gatlinburg gift shop clerk, she'll nod and smile. Ask anybody who's ever dialed a number hoping the other end still loves them, they'll tell you that Rain sounds like Ronnie's piano. So that's the story, y'all. Two songwriters told to write him home, a studio on Woodland where the storm rolled in on tape, a singer who carried Memphis in his hands and the Smokies in his heart. Smoky Mountain Rain isn't just a hit, it's a map folded into a melody, and on nights when the clouds sit low over the ridge, it's still the sound of finding your way back.